Well, a lot of movement today, which was super exciting and fun to watch. Had a lot of trades that I wanted to get filled on, missed it by a couple points, but was throwing trades on, trying to get filled for a lot of the session. Ended up getting filled on one trade during the stream. Worked out really well. We're going to go and recap that now. This were done on my 20, 50K Apex funded accounts, and you can use code TBM for 80% off right now. If you didn't know, these were done on my live stream, which happens every morning at market open. So come hang out over there at my main channel, Trades by Matt. Let's go ahead and dive into today's stream recap. Yo, good morning. What's up, everybody? Hopefully yesterday was all right for you. Ended up having some crazy volatility after I got off the stream, huh? Classic. Pretty flat on the overnight session currently. We've got yesterday's close up at 22,250. Overnight highs at 22,240. Hanging out right at yesterday's initial balance high, yesterday's point of control as well. We got VWAP and value area low from yesterday, both at 2190. Overnight lows down at 22,140. So basically what that shows to me is if we snap 190, 140 looks pretty in play. 190 is decent with value area low from yesterday and VWAP for a bounce. If we bounce 190 back up to 220, looks pretty solid. If we can run 220, then we're looking at overnight highs and then yesterday's value area high, 2290. Those are kind of the off the top levels that look interesting. Daily, last couple of days, obviously we've been hanging out that 120, 130 tonight. Last night, I guess 140. So holding the bottom of the range so far. Top of the range from a little trend perspective would be like 2270 or so. So we'll see if that comes into play. 2280 is probably. Markets are open. Let's be smart. Let's be patient. Let's have a good day. Let's execute at a high level. Wait for good looking setups. Honestly, I want to do what I did yesterday. I felt like I was pretty patient for a good looking setup. I took it. It didn't work out from a slippage perspective. Oh, it did work. It just didn't run all the way to target and then got slipped. But I want to do the same sort of thing, right? Just be patient, be patient, be patient. When I see something, don't be scared to execute, right? That's the balance of trading. News on the session. We had jobless claims at 7:30. And then other than that, we don't have too much during the actual session here. Jobless claims at 7:30 also didn't do jack. Didn't do anything. All right, nice sweep of the overnight lows. Just got liquidity through 22,100. 112 here. I think we're sweeping the daily lows here. Right around at 100 basically is Tuesday's low. See what Delta's doing. Looking pretty heavy, down at -3 standard deviation here. Put in some nice volume at 95. 90. It's moving too fast. I can't even read what it is. Yeah, 94.75. This is not something I'm going to be trying to fade. I can tell you that right now. I'm not trying to catch a knife here. I don't think that makes much sense at all. Any news? Yeah, we had a couple of red things come through. Something got canceled per the U.S. request, and then I don't see tariff policy causing a recession as the markets dump. 50-point bounce off the lows. I mean, and at this point, it's like, okay, does the 2240 short make sense? Does the 2240 short make sense? Potentially, yes. It would be like a 90-point ripper off of the lows. But do I want to buy it on the first freaking test of it? I don't know, man. Or sell it on the first test. It's a little aggressive. Buyers are looking pretty solid, right? I think we probably get a little reaction there, but it's a pretty strong candle close. I'm very curious how we react here, but with 10 seconds left on this candle, closing pretty strong, I got a feeling we just pop through it, huh? I'll leave my cursor so we can see how it would have played. That would have been the fill right there at 39. A little bit of real life testing, right? To see kind of how it would have worked. I tend to do this often, and I think y'all see me do it pretty often. I'll put my cursor or something. If I like a trade, but I'm too scared to take it, or I don't think it actually makes sense, I'll put my cursor like this on where I was going to get in at and see how it would have played. See if I would have made the right choice, or if I made the right choice to take it or to not take it. Right then, I made the right choice to not take it. I mean, 10-point sweep. It was red immediately. I'm glad I didn't take that trade. Now, can I imagine us rotating back down to 210 right now after a little sweep through the upside? Absolutely. Prior open, 22.15, 22.10, somewhere around there. Could absolutely do that. But I'm glad I did not take this short at 2040. This candle was just like, obviously, sellers brought us down to 950, buyers pushed us pretty hard. 90 points almost that one candle. As trades are coming along, it's coming good. There's a prior test. There it is. Yeah, we got a new developer started on Monday, or another new developer started on Monday. So just chugging along. At the end of the day, like, I'm sorry that the beta list, we've been waiting a month now, right? Or y'all have been waiting a month. At the end of the day, we just got to make sure it's dialed for V1. Like, it needs to be dialed, and I'm sure y'all understand that. So I'm glad people are excited about it, but I also appreciate the patience because it needs to be dialed before we start rolling it out. Obviously not perfect, and we have a huge amount of features that we're going to be introducing after even like beta launch and after full launch. Obviously the features are almost endless that I want to be doing, but it needs to get dialed. Be smart, be patient, right? Yeah, true. Very true. Buyers are holding up here pretty well. Yeah, Tyler, it'll be very, very intuitive on all of that type of stuff. Don't worry. I'm basically putting like our whole thought process on like V1, especially before we start introducing a bunch of features that not a ton of people have, if any. V1 is really just about making everything that is standard on platforms in our platform very simple to do. Very simple, very clean, things that make sense. Where things live, we want it to make sense, as opposed to having to go to 5 different spots to do one single task, right? Just a lot of decisions like that we're able to, we think, do the right way right off the bat because we're building it from scratch, as opposed to, you know, these legacy systems having to add it in over time and all that type of stuff. Yeah, dear, and we're yes, got a project called Tradester. You can go to tradester.com, sign up for the beta list. But we are building a front-end trading platform. So it's not a prop firm. It's not a broker. It would be similar to Sierra Chart or Quantower or Motive Wave, where you connect a prop firm or a broker through it, but it's the UI for trading, essentially. All right, hanging out at volume here at 22K. Buyer's looking pretty good. See if we sweep these little wicks real quick or not. I mean, buying point of control, 10 points on the sweep. I feel like we probably do end up sweeping it, but I don't hate it. I don't hate longs currently with volume being down here, delta looking all right. Feels a little less sketchy than it's definitely less sketchy than it was. Trying to buy it on the actual, you know, the big dump. But something like this, definitely interesting, right? Little bottom of the short-term micro range. Delta is, as a general move, up grinding, but it's just having a little bit of a hard time. And it's hard to think that we don't just push VWAP, right? 20 points higher seems pretty doable. I'd be fine with this if it gets filled. Delta's trying to roll over a little bit. It would be a test of the prior high. Stop above, new high, and it kind of runs straight to it. I'm trying to think if I want to keep this open. And we're at 1 minute left in this candle. I'm going to take this off. I don't think it makes sense for me to have it on anymore. That got pretty freaking close. On a point where we're moving, like on a day where we're moving several hundred points, if I miss it by 1.5 points, I think that's just, I think the trade plays out at that point, and I shouldn't be. First test the best test. I think that's just either unlucky on the fill or just slightly off on my side, but right idea, right trade idea for sure. Buyers coming through. I made the right call on taking that off. First test the best test. That one that I missed by 1.5 that we instantly slap 15 on. Definitely the best test there. Now it looks like, I mean, we popped this high at where we're at, 103. Rotation to VWAP looks pretty solid. Ah, it's lit. Are you ready for the dad joke, everybody? Alrighty. Thursday, February 20th. What has to be broken before you can use it? What has to be broken before you can use it? An egg. I mean, we got the block at 50. Or not block. We got a untested wick at 50 is kind of interesting. It would be here. Got a little bit of sellers though. I like the untested wick here. Got volume back now as well, down to 60. I think with volume at 60, the 50 test is not terrible. But it's got to get there. Right now we're just like, it's like 30, 40 points of just like sweepy action. So it worked for an instant 10. Oh, it's just sketchy, man. Like, sellers are at the bottom of the range, looking like it's going to push it. And then it pops right back in. Right idea. I had that trade up 7 times today. I don't know if it was really 7, but it felt like 7 times. I threw up that trade over and over and over again, and then I pull it off because it's spooky and scary, and sellers are looking like they're gonna flush it, and then it bounces 15. All right, snapping 50. 30 gets interesting. And the 1 standard deviation, 39. We shockingly don't have that many sellers here. Got buyers trying to step up here. Trying to decide if I want it up or if I want to leave it. Off the 5-minute order cluster. Buyers still trying to hold up. I just got filled long. I want to see a reaction like basically now, or I'm just going to kill it. All right. 10-pointer there. Took a little bit of drawdown. I think 4 or 5 points. 31. Yeah, 5 points of drawdown. So $100 to make 200. Felt like I waited for forever for that. I guess I did. Especially because I was like kept throwing up orders that I wanted to get filled at 95 and then it wouldn't make sense. And then it would make sense again. So I'd throw it back up and I wouldn't get filled. So I'd take it off because it wouldn't make sense anymore. And then it would make sense again. So I threw up 95. And the same thing with 50. I did both 95 and 50. I did that a ton of times today. So it felt weird. Like the trading sessions felt weird. It's been open for an hour and almost hour and 20 minutes basically. And I've gotten 1 trade even though I've thrown up a trade at the same spots like 10 times. I don't understand your entry. Why? 5-minute order block. Exact same spot buyers stepped up last time, right? We had a nice push. Sellers stepped up. Brought us down into 30. Buyers stepped up and owned the move. All right. Sellers came down, pushed us down. Buyers stepped back up at 30, pushed us up. Now sellers are trying to own the move again.